Hello, welcome back to Detroit. I know it's been a minute. Actually, it's been about 2 weeks since the last episode. I wasn't too scared off by the Detroit Pistons rebuilds. I'm very intrigued and invested in bringing the Pistons back to prominence. Just been a little bit busy. I also kind of got the bug for some college hoops 2K8, so some of my free time was spent playing that and documenting my dynasty over at Operation Sports. But I know I need to bring my attention back to Detroit because we got something special building here. The last episode, we got to the start of the regular season, and as you can see, we started 1-2. We were fighting a few injuries. Our second year, or excuse me, my second round rookie, big man Landry Miller started the season with us an injury, so he's going to be on the shelf for a while. And then we had some few day injuries here and there, so we've been battling a little bit here. But we're back. We're intact for the most part. We've got our depth chart ready to roll. Cade Cunningham playing the point guard, but also sprinkling some time at both forward positions, which I love to see. Our big free agent acquisition, Zach LaVine, leading the way on the wings. Saddiq Bey, Isaiah Roby, Isaiah Stewart, the young kids, rounding out that front line. Then we got our newly acquired shooting guard, Anthony Simons, from last season, playing the sixth man role this year. And he's just a flamethrower off the bench. Love to have him. Robert Covington we brought back as a free agent, playing the seventh man. Ricky Rubio is going to be our steady ball handler off the bench, but I also want to stagger some minutes in there for Killian Hayes. He's a young kid. He's got some potential left over. Solid ball handler, good passer, pretty decent defender. So we want to make sure that he's getting some time to develop as well. And then Luka Garza playing 10 minutes off the bench only because Isaiah Stewart can't play the entire game. And then our first round pick, 6th overall, Lance Flick, is getting his spot 6 minutes as of right now. He's going to need time to develop. That's all we got to say about that. And playing behind LaVine and Saddiq Bey and even Anthony Simons. Minutes are limited, but he's a rookie. He's young. He's 19, so we'll give him a chance to play some spot minutes and learn the game as he grows. We are still playing with a perimeter focus here because we have so many perimeter players that we want to get the ball to. Not really focusing on getting Isaiah Roby and Isaiah Stewart the rock in the post, but if they get it off the pick and roll, great. That means that our ball handlers like Cade Cunningham and Zach LaVine and Ricky Rubio getting downhill into the paint, maybe finding the big guys off the roll, or kicking to the corner or above the break for some threes, which we love to shoot right now. We're still running straight man-to-man defense, though we haven't selected a stud defender to kind of like hold down the fort here. So let's take a look at our roster before we move on. Some of our best defenders here: Zach LaVine, Cade Cunningham, Landry Miller when he gets healthy. So what I'll do is I'm gonna put Zach LaVine. You know, you're getting paid superstar money, so then you should be the one checking the top guy. So let's go down to Zach LaVine, and we're gonna have him on any perimeter player. And I'll also put in, where's our big boy here? He's not an option. I was gonna put our 7-2 center in there, but he's not with us. He's in the D League, but he's still recovering from an injury, so won't even worry about that. Let's head over to my office to check our strategies. Player preference is closer to veterans, but I do want to bring that down a bit. We have a lot of young kids. I do want to run a deeper rotation. We want to play fast. We're not really that great at crashing the board, so I'm going to drop that a tiny bit. I want to play some defense. I want to end some possessions here, but I don't want to crank this up too high because then we can't get out on the break like we want to with our offensive pace. I don't want to play any full court defense. I do want to play some zone, but not that much. I'll bring that down. I think we're solid defensively, especially on the perimeter. So if we can stop drives, we don't really need to hide some of our guys on defense. So we're in October 24th. The goal is to get to maybe about Christmas at this time. So I'm gonna uncheck an action email and injury. They're gonna make misplay through anyway. So let's see if we can do a month here. Be interesting to see how this team gels. Maybe after about a month or so, we'll get an idea of what's working, what's not. Maybe some rotation changes we need to make. But we start here with 2 losses, but then a big bounce back over the Bucks. It's the 2-time defending champion Bucks, I might add. And then a loss to the Heat and the Wiz. Jalen Green. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I want to see this trade. Hold up. Wait a minute. Ricky Rubio is having a problem with Coach Casey. I just want to let you know I'm not very happy. Well, listen, you're a 1-year deal, son. But I did stop. So we saw a big trade go down. So let's check out the trades. And there it is. The Rockets trade the 2nd overall pick from last season, Jalen Green, to the Thunder. For the 6th overall pick, Josh Giddey, and a 2nd-round pick from OKC. I would love to compare these players. So let's go. Let's check it out. Team, Rockets. Player, Giddey. Ooh, I do want to see what Usman Garuba. I thought he'd be better defensive player. That's his reputation. So Giddey gets moved to the Rockets. And the super athletic Jalen Green heads over to OKC. Yeah, interesting. I think it's clear right now, that Giddey is the better player overall, depending on what you're looking for. If you need someone to just light up the scoreboard, Jalen Green takes that, no problem. But other than scoring, which I know is probably the most valuable skill you can bring to a basketball court, other than scoring, Josh Giddey is the player here. It'll be interesting to follow these two over the course of their careers to see how that trade shakes out. So let's get back to it. So we're hitting a bit of a rough patch here. Of course, invalid. So who is now hurting? Oh boy. Cade Cunningham. 2 days. It is what it is, our friends. So let's bring our friend. So I do want to store this lineup just in case. See, this is going to be tough because he plays so many positions. So I do want Killian Hayes playing up here. Let's get Flick up in the rotation. And I have you suggest the Matrix AI. Flick getting no burn, which is not what we want to see. I need to get Simon some burn because he's one of our bigger prospects. But I do want Flick playing a little bit. Flick, get some run here, get some run there, which means I need to get Levine some small forward minutes. I mean, that ought to do. It's 2 days, so we'll play 2. Let's play 2. We can get our big hospital. I mean, look at that. No Cade, and we go on and win by 16 over division foes and the Cavaliers. How did Killian Hayes play in his spot start? He does interest me a bit. Plus 13, best on the team from the stars. Luka Garza killed it off the bench, which is crazy talk. But what are you going to do? Isaiah Stewart looked good. Levine had 14 points and 3 of 13 shooting. This is a rock fight, friends. Covington played well off the bench. Simons as well. All right. But let's get back to our depth chart. So let's restore our lineup. So we should be good to go here, right? No. There it is. Now we should be good. Yep. All right, let's see if we can get a little bit further on this sim. Can we get to November 25th so we can investigate some stats? A win. We'll take them all. Another win. All right. Sadiq Bey, 29. Cunningham, 17 boards. Good Lord. You know what I like to see is as these different results pop up, our leading scorer seems to change pretty often, which is a good sign in my eyes at the very least. Sadiq Bey is out 10 days. These minor injuries are what makes simulating so tedious at time. I guess that would be the word. Alright, well, I guess we'll go Simons into the starting lineup. We're going to be super small. Maybe Big Flick gets some run here. Okay. Well, I don't want to AI suggest because then that gets a bit wonky. Levine's going to mostly play small forward, soaking up those Sadiq Bey minutes, so that's fine. So I think well, Flick plays small forward. Okay, so obviously Levine's not going to be playing 42 minutes. So Simons, you're going to get these shooting guard minutes. Obviously want you to start the quarters and halves in the game. But I do want Flick getting some more burn here. So let's just have him soak up those minutes. And OT goes there. Alright. So we got 10 days before Sadiq Bey returns. Again, let's try to get through this without suffering any more injuries. That would be ideal. I don't even know why I make promises to say, like, let's try to get to Christmas, because I try to keep these videos to like 25 minutes or so, and as you're seeing, to simulate 2 months of the season takes some time. But that's what it is. We're managing a team. We're managing supreme athletes that are putting their bodies on the line on a nightly basis. And you know, injuries happen, and we got to tinker. That's what we're doing. That's why we're here. We're getting on a nice little run here. Before we check out our depth chart, we're winners of 4 straight here, friends. 7 of the last 8. We're getting hot. Cunningham and Levine really stepping up here in the scoring department. Love it, love it, love it. All right, back to our depth chart. Although that squad was rolling, but I still think Levine was playing way too many minutes. So let's restore. Let's swap. And we'll get you back up to the 6th man role. Killian Hayes, he's out for a day, which is fine. Minor injury. So let's get back to it. All right. November 22nd. All right, just 3 days. 3 days. Let's simulate. I want to get to that 1 month out from Christmas. We lost to Portland. And then take a look at some data and see how we're looking. All right. So we simulated another month. Let's get back to our dashboard. We went from a 1-2 start to now 10-8. We are 9-6 on this sim, which isn't too bad. Where do we fall in the standings as of right now? 3 games back of the Bucks in the division. Okay. In the conference, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seed. 3 games back of both Brooklyn and the Bucks. All right, we're playing, we're balling. Love to see that. Let's hit the stats. Shooting. What do we got? So let's take a look at 3-pointers, because I love to shoot threes. So players like Anthony Simons and Sadiq Bey both shoot about, on average, 70% of their shots from 3. And look at their percentages. 40% for Simons, 43% for Sadiq Bey. Love to see that this volume is so high. Killian Hayes, again, is shooting 56% of his shots from 3, but he's only hitting on 32% of them. That's what we don't want to see. So, if we could pull this up and look at some of his numbers, we don't want him shooting in general. So we'll take a look at some of his ball actions: drive and pass, drive and shoot, catch. See, he's a 0 at catch and shoot, which is crazy because he's shooting threes. So how many threes a game is he attempting? Basic stats. All right, 1.8 a game, which isn't too bad considering, but he is only shooting 3 times a game. So what I'm going to do is we're going to instruct him. So as you can see, he drive and pass 17%, drive and shoot 7%. So we're probably still getting some catch and shoot actions from him, even though he's at 0%, because the offensive philosophy does take over at times. So if we're playing a perimeter-oriented offense, he's going to be on the perimeter. So at times, it's going to ask him to shoot the ball anyways. So the offense does influence ball actions as well. That's what we've learned from this engine. But I do want him to just drive and pass, drive and pass. Although I do want you to drive and shoot. Like if you're going to shoot, I want you close. I think it's this pull-up jumper we're going to take from. So 17% drive and pass, 6% pull-up jumper. I'm going to have him work on just passing. Pass the ball. So Killian Hayes for 1 month. Drive and pass more. Shoot off the dribble less. Give that a shot. What else? What else? What else? So Lance Flick, 33%. Yeah, he's shooting 23% from the floor. I mean, from 3. But it depends. He probably hasn't. Yeah, he doesn't have too many attempts. He's not playing a ton of minutes. I don't even know where to start with him. So I don't want to play around with him and mess him up any at all. Zach LaVine, how are we doing? 47%. That's crazy. 42% in the paint for LaVine. He's a better shooter outside the paint, inside the three-point line. Bucket getter, sharp shooter. I wonder if we should be prioritizing getting to the rim. Like all the way to the rim though. What's his ball actions look like? Alright, there, right there. Drive and pass. You are the uber scorer of the team. I need you to do more scoring. Actually, I think I want to pop up this catch and shoot a bit because he does have that phenomenal outside shooting. Love the sharpshooter badge. I'm not sure if it has a tangible difference in how they perform when they are shooting, or is it just like a quick tell me that like this guy's a really good outside shooter. I want to believe that having this badge makes his shooting ratings a bit better. So I'm going to lean into that. So I want him to catch and shoot at the expense of drive and pass. Let's do that and see if we can play out the play till Christmas. So let's catch and shoot more. Drive and pass less. Great. Alright. Check the depth chart. Make sure we're good to go. Looks good. Alright. Can we get to Christmas? do it. Hmm. Okay, a redemption win over Dallas. And we have an injury. Who would have thought? Covington goes down for 2 days. Cade goes down for 1 day. Those are so annoying. Miller out for 6. Okay, it wouldn't be bad to bring him back. I might make him immediately our backup big over Garza and just have him play defense because we have so much scoring. So what was this again? 2 days and 1 day. So I have to just get Cade out of the lineup, bring in Killian Hayes, suggest in my matrix, whatever you say. I mean, we're 2-0 without Cade in the lineup. I don't know what that means to you guys, but I'm not getting rid of him. Can't do it. All right, we should be back to healthy. Restore the lineup. Swap. I think we're 4 days away from getting our big guy back, so let's do 4 days. Oh, that's 3. I messed up. Let's sim 3. Oof, that's a tough loss. But we beat up on my Celtics in Boston. We're still 3 games over, 500. I think we got to sim one more day to get the big guy back. Oh, look at that, over the Warriors? Let's look. Some games are worth checking out. Who do they got over here? Steph with 34. Wiseman off the bench. What does Wiseman look like in this engine? Yep, they've already nerfed him. Now, last year, if you drafted Wiseman, you were getting a stud. Didn't take long for his potential to really go down the hill. And who balled out for us? Cunningham 14, 11, and 8. Zach LaVine had 23. Isaiah Stewart has been playing pretty well, it seems. So, looking at, his rebounding totals have been pretty high, which makes sense. He's probably our lone rebounder on the floor most nights. Simons with 12 off the bench. Flick getting a bucket in his cameo in this game. Look at that. A career high 5 points twice this season. This kid's a baller. Hopefully he becomes something. Alright, let's go back to the roster. Because I believe we now can bring the big man back. So let's recall. And I do want to send Livers to the D League. Let him get some burn down there. Great. Let's go to the depth chart. So I'm going to swap Miller for Garza. Give him the minutes. I just want him to play defense. Be big and play D. And then I'll play Garza at power forward in garbage time. Just give him some play. Be interesting to see if this kid can really defend. I hope so. Be a nice little find in the second round. Cancel this. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Let's get to Christmas on a win streak. Let's do it. First win coming up right now, I betcha. Ugh. If I knew it was the Nets, I wouldn't have tried to gamble on that win. Thought I said win streak. Oh no. We're hitting a rough patch here. We're 1 game above 500 still. Clinging on. Take down the Lakers. That always feels good, right? Beating the Lakers. Is it just because I'm a Celtics fan? Beating the Clippers didn't give me nearly as much joy. Here we come. LaVine gets a win over his Chicago team. LaVine scores 10,000 career points. Congratulations. And then we beat the Raptors as well. So we are, wow, we got so far before we got an injury. Who is it? Sadiq is out 2 days. So annoying. Swap you with Simons. Hmm. You know what? How do I do this? Let's see. Yeah, swap depth charts and minutes together. This will save me some time, right? But then I also want to do that. I want to swap their minutes because I want Levine playing small forward, which is great. I'll uncheck it, flip him again. Look at that. Big brain right there. Let's flip these two. And let's let the flicker play. Get you some burn. Not going to know what to do with yourself, kid. Alright, 2 days. So that means Flick will probably get one game of 6-man treatment. Here it is in Charlotte against the 10-20 Hornets, and we lose. Ugh. I'd like to see how Flick played. Oh, he's got another game here. Get one more. Get one. Ugh. Not how we wanted to see that. Let's see how Flick played in those minutes. That's probably why we lost. 1 of 7. Still a +2 in that loss to Charlotte. That's crazy. Miles Bridges is a monster in this engine. And then go back. Let's see. And the loss to the Spurs. Flick 1 of 5. +8 though. I mean, like, our bench is alright. Big man 1 of 8. Why are you shooting 8 times? Don't shoot. Just play defense. Landry Miller has a... You have a problem with the coach? Give me a break, people. Alright. Let's restore. Oh, that's the problem. I gotta store again because Garza. So yeah, store that lineup. Alright, where are we? What's the date? The 24th. Sim. And let's see, what's the Christmas slate look like? They don't want us to play on Christmas. That's okay. Alright. So, I believe our strategy should have already taken. We gave him a month. Hayes. Alright, so let's go in and take a look. Did they take effect? No. I wanted to drive and pass more at the expense of pull-up jumper. And it didn't, so we're going to run that back. And then the other one was Levine. Drive and pass for catch and shoot. And I don't believe that took either. So we'll run them both back in hopes that they do take the second time, which I think is almost a guarantee that they do take. So Hayes, drive and pass more at the expense of shooting off the dribble. Wonderful. Levine, 1 month. We want you to catch and shoot more. Drive and pass less. Perfect. Alright, we found our way to Christmas. We are currently still third in the Central with a new Central leader in the Pacers. With 4.5 back, we sit at... Is this 8th or 10th? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8th in the East, tied with the Heat, and a half game back of the Sixers and Wizards. So we're right there. We're right there. We're still super young, but we're still figuring it out. Hopefully, when we come back, we do a little bit more tinkering, stay healthy, and find ourselves on a win streak. Thanks for checking back in. See you next time.